Welcome back to the Heal and Restore podcast with your host, me, Randy, and of course, the hostess with the mostest, Miss Kathy.
Me, Randy. I don't know why that just sounded really funny
Oh,
today.
I know. It is me.
Yeah, it's always you.
It's always me. I could, Odie, where you at, Odie? I could put Odie up here as
Yeah,
a host, So,
Yeah, I don't know. He might not say that, though. He might not say much of anything,
no,
actually.
he might not. He might just give us a rah, 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 rah,
Or talk.
rah. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, like he does. Yeah. Don't know what he's saying, but he does it all the time. So, remember, our heart is to help individuals and couples grow stronger through healing, honest conversations, and meaningful connection. Each week, we talk about real-life topics like communication, forgiveness, intimacy, family, and emotional health. Because healthy relationships begin with healed hearts.
Amen to that.
Thanks for tuning in as we take another step toward restoring what matters most.
That's us, our relationships.
Our relationship.
Yeah. So today, first of all, I'd just like to say thank you for kind of going on the fly from last week when I just kind of spontaneous asked questions. And this one's going to be a little similar, although it's both of us this time. So today's episode, it is a little different because instead of focusing on one particular topic, we're going to take some time really just to talk and to reflect on our own marriage journey. Because next month, we are coming up on celebrating 43 years. 43 years of marriage.
And it's been bliss the whole time.
Yeah. So 43 years of love, laughter, challenges for sure,
pain,
growth, healing, there's been faith, and learning how to keep choosing one another through every season. So today we're going to ask each other some honest conversations, and we're going to share what we've learned along the way. Not because we've done it perfectly, because God knows we haven't, but because we have continued to be intentional in our growth, our healing, and building our life together.
Yep.
So when I say out loud, I have to admit, it sounds like a really long time, 43 years. Yet, in many ways, it feels like it was just yesterday that we were so young and in love and beginning the journey together.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that crazy to think? 43 years.
Now we're just old and in love.
Yeah.
Well, no. We're vintage and in love.
There you go. Vintage, okay. But of course, we had no idea what those 43 years were going to hold.
Oh, no.
We didn't know about the difficult seasons. I don't remember watching my parents go through too many difficult seasons that I could even think of. We didn't know about the unexpected challenges. There was laughter, the tears, the changes, the growth, or the ways that we would have learned how to love each other again and again, even through different seasons of life.
And there's a lot of fear in there, too.
Yeah.
On both parts.
Yeah. So today, we wanted to have a fun and meaningful conversation about something we don't always talk about. And that is, after 43 years, what do we still love about each other? Yeah, you're giggling now. Let's see. So, Randy, we're going to start with you here. Let's go all the way back to the very beginning. What was it about me that first attracted you?
Number one, your outwardly beauty always is the first. Your eyes catch out first. Attraction, but there's just kind of a peaceful aura about you, I should say. And then that day at the Midsummer's Eve barbecue, I was there and you were there. I was single and you were single. And you walked out on the back porch in your Jordache jeans and a white and blue striped sweater, and you just like took my breath away.
How'd that go again?
And honestly, I think I told you this. I mentioned it before. I didn't think you'd say yes. I really didn't. I thought you were out of my league when it comes to looks.
Yeah.
Right. But I said yes, and as we grew together, we figured out we have a lot of the same interests, right? You were great with Danny, my son. There's just a lot of stuff that was good about you, and I think the big thing was one, you enjoyed doing things together.
Yeah.
You enjoyed going places together. You enjoyed doing different things together, and that's huge. because I have an adventurous soul, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
when
yeah.
my adventurous soul doesn't get to do what it wants, it really struggles sometimes.
No, that's true.
So that's all that is kind of in a nutshell.
Good. Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
So it's my turn.
Oh, no.
And I don't always share this stuff with you.
No, I know you don't.
You ask us questions periodically from me. So what first attracted me to you was, again, attraction is good looks, the good looks. I felt safe because, for those that don't know, my mom and dad and Randy's aunt and uncle were best friends. And so we met through them.
Right.
And I am not, even we just kind of joke about it now, thank God we don't have to go out in this dating world.
Oh, God.
I am not one to just jump into a relationship. I have to feel safe. And you made me feel safe. It made me feel safe knowing that your aunt and uncle and my mom and dad were friends. That was one of the biggest things. But then as I got to know you, you did make me feel safe. Despite some things that happened later in our marriage.
Right.
But there was that security that I felt. And I remember, it was early on, my sister asked me this question. I think I've shared it with you too. She's asked me this question, are you sure you're not just trying to live out your white picket fence dream? And I'm like, oh, crud. I had to think about it. And my immediate answer was, oh, no. But it did give me some time to think about it. But no, I always wanted to grow up, find a husband, start a family. But you made it safe for me to want to do that even more. So attraction was the good looks, but that safety factor was really huge. And you still make me feel safe today. There's moments where sometimes I question the safety, but I think I'm more concerned about your safety now.
Yeah, that's what it is, and it's huge.
It's not so much you keeping me safe, because that always comes about. It's me worrying about your own safety, which is funny. But no, it just, I feel like that was one of the first things. And as we, began dating, that just kind of solidified my first thoughts about you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, safety is important in a relationship.
Yeah.
So you want to maintain that certain degree of safety, a high degree of safety throughout your relationship.
Yeah. And it's interesting because the things that attract us to each other when we're young, they're not always the same things that we appreciate most 43 years later. Things change and ebb and flow. Safety is still important to me.
Well, we go through seasons.
Right, exactly. So it's interesting to think about, what attracted you to begin with. It's gonna change over time.
It's gonna change, and here's the thing: we have to be willing to accept those changes of each other, because at first we're all just in love and having fun, right? We get married and we start settling down, and that's one season.
Yeah.
And then
children come
along. Now there's a whole nother season, right? And we're both husband and wife. We both got to adapt.
We're navigating
that,
kids,
right?
work, and then teenage years come
right? And then different things happen in life, right? Where each person changes, and the thing that's important is that we love that person just as much through each change as we did when we first met.
I saw something very similar to what you're saying, and I'm going to paraphrase this the best we can. But it was somebody that was asking the husband, I want to say, about just like what we're talking about.
It was the grandpa.
Now. It was the grandpa, and
granddaughter was asking the
granddaughter was asking the grandfather, and it was basically, he was saying, I learned to love her in every season. And I thought, oh, that's good, because we are going to change. We're going to grow in those seasons. Sometimes we have setbacks in those seasons, but we have to learn to love each other in every season.
We have, Kathy and I, as some of you know, some of you don't, we've had a lot of adversity in our relationship. And I'll say I've been the root of most of that. But we have to learn that marriage is not always rainbows and unicorns. Marriages take work.
Yeah.
And, in today's world, Kathy and I talk about this all the time, about, man, I want to be dating in today's world.
No.
But everybody wants the easy button.
Yeah.
And the first time something goes haywire or gets wrong, they're bailing. It's easy. I'll just get divorced, right? Or they won't get married at all, because then they have a simple reason out.
Right. Yeah.
So marriage is not. We didn't stay married for 43 years 43 years of bliss.
No,
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 no.
not at all. So it's funny that you say bliss because I want to talk about some fun stuff.
Oh,
So after 43 years, we know each other's habits pretty good. We know each other's quirks, our routines. I'm going to ask you this question, and this might be a loaded question, so be prepared, listeners. Randy, I can't even say it without laughing. What is something that I do that still makes you laugh?
what don't you do? So here's an example. We're in Lowe's, and I'm gonna try to explain this the best I can.
If you need help, I know exactly what I did.
And I think at first there was a traffic cone on your head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She puts this traffic cone on her head and starts dancing in the middle of the
I
aisle.
asked if there was any cone heads around.
Is there any cone heads around, right? and I don't know how many other things you did.
Well, I found a pair of clear glasses, like, glasses, protective glasses.
Yeah, safety glasses.
Safety glasses, and I started singing, I could see clearly now, the rain is
This is in the middle of the aisle. She doesn't care who's around.
I always ask about hex bolts.
Oh, yeah. So we got to should go up to somebody in the store. You got any hex bolts?
Where can I find the hex bolts?
All right. But the kid inside of her has never gone away. Yeah. And it's not an unhealthy child. It's that childlike laughter and that childlike fun. And she's always, getting me to smile. The 1 minute smile was something that used to drive me crazy. But by the time she got done telling me 1 minute smile and doing the scoopy face, I was laughing so hard you couldn't help but smile.
Right.
Right.
No.
So no,
laughing yoga is pretty fun too.
Yeah, laughing yoga is pretty fun. Right. Yeah, she's the laughing one, and oh yeah, I wish I could have filmed that, and I wish I'd have known.
That would have been a TikTok all over the place.
TikTok all over the place, But that's the thing about it is I never know.
Yeah.
I'm doing what I gotta do, looking for something. I turn around. Hey, you got any cone heads in here?
Yeah.
I can see clearly now. And what else did you do?
I don't remember the other ones, but those two I thought they were pretty funny myself. So it's hard for me to find one particular thing because you are a little bit more somber than I am. But the one thing that always, always, always makes me come back to and laugh was on one of our first dates at the Queen Mary. So we've known each other a little bit, but we didn't know each other very well.
Right.
And so we went on a date. We went out to dinner. Was that the Black Angus dinner night?
Yeah.
Went to Black Angus, and we decided to go check out the Queen Mary in Long Beach. And so we're walking around the Queen Mary, and I don't even remember how or what, but Randy kind of made his way through a little chain barrier and proceeded to climb the smokestacks.
Until I couldn't
he couldn't go any higher. And so I don't know, just something like that, because that was how you were. You were always just kind of spontaneous at the time, and then things have happened. And now I just kind of look at you, and sometimes I just roll my eyes. Sometimes I actually create the laughter to create the laughter in him, because when I can create the laughter in him, he comes up with some pretty crazy things himself.
Like running into the doors in the malls.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he would do that too. We would be walking through the mall, and he would kick the bottom of the door with his foot, but block his head with his arm as if he ran straight into it. I was humiliated the first couple of times he did that. But after a while, I would just keep on walking.
He just keeps on walking.
I would ignore the fact that he just did that. But yeah, no, you have some funny things that some spontaneous things that, you don't see very often.
No.
Let's put it that way.
That's the important part is that, well, I want somebody just like me, No, you don't. No, you don't. My therapist told us the same. Thank God you guys aren't alike, right? You need that different personalities in a marriage. And Kathy balances me out, and I balance Kathy out. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the way it is. And
yeah.
So, we can laugh together.
Yeah.
She doesn't like me doing tickle fights with her, though.
No, because you're a little rough.
Well, it doesn't matter how gentle I am. I'm still rough.
You've got big hands. So, you're a little rough.
Right.
So, what? I just want to say that I think that one of the gifts of a long marriage is that we together, we develop a language that belongs just to the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what we might think is funny, somebody else might not. You know,
Right.
sometimes those inside jokes, maybe we glance across the room and make a funny face. You know, things that nobody else would really
Right.
understand, they become our special
Right.
internal
Right.
laughter that we do.
Right.
So I love that. So this is one of my favorite questions because we've changed so much over the years. People don't stay the same, and we are not the same people today that we were when we first got together. So Randy, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
What is something you appreciate about me now that maybe you didn't fully appreciate when we were younger?
You know, that's a really hard question to answer because, you know, what I appreciate in you now wasn't happening when we were younger.
Yeah,
right?
because we've changed so much.
We've changed so much. I mean,
Yeah.
I always appreciated your loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I still appreciate your loyalty. So I appreciate your support through all my crazy adventures, riding my bike across America, down the West Coast, right? All the crazy
falling
things.
Falling over a tree a week ago or so.
Oh my God. Having a wrestling match with a tree a week ago. It just, you know, everything, you support everything that I do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're encouraging, you're always there for me. You watch out for my health, right? Sometimes too much, but it's still appreciated.
It's important, yeah. It's kind of important. Right? I need you.
Yeah, exactly. So there's, you know, and the list goes on and on. I mean, first of all, I shouldn't even have you in my life right now after what happened in 2004. And so you know, I'm grateful and appreciative of that. Number one, that you didn't give up on me. You're all reality, you're the first person long term that never gave up on me. Mm-hmm. Even when you had a perfect right to give up on me, you said I'm done, but you didn't. You saw something in me that I didn't see in myself, right? And what you saw in me, right, was what I desired to have, but I didn't think I had. Mm-hmm. True. So yeah. I mean, you've been by my side. You've walked through hell. Held my hand through hell and back. Mm-hmm. You know. You know, everything we've gone through. I mean, you know, it's you're extremely supportive, and you know, when I'm in the hospital, you're there. Right? I remember in 2007 when you were just getting dog tired, and they were going to move you to UCLA. Yeah, UCLA from Eisenhower. And you came to me and go, Randy, I can't. I'm tired. I don't know what to do, and blah 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 blah. And I told her, I said, Kathy, just take a leave of absence from work or sick pay or whatever you got to do, and you can go to Long Beach, stay with your sister, and that way you're going to be much closer, right? And she did, and you know,
it's almost like I felt like I had to have permission from you.
Yeah,
I mean, I knew it's what I needed to do, but it just didn't feel right. Right.
So when I gave it to her, she felt a lot better, and then her company took real good care of her during that time. Anyways, they took really good care of her. So yeah, there's just, you know, so much to appreciate, and that's the thing is I can sit there and think of things that, you know, this, that, and the other thing, but like we tell our clients, quit looking at the negative, find the silver lining in everything that's going on.
Yeah,
you're gonna have bad moments,
right?
You know, I mean, I looked at Kathy and said, I don't like you today. She goes, that's okay, because I don't like myself either.
Sometimes that happens,
and vice versa.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I don't love her. Doesn't mean I'm going anywhere. It's just like, geez, man, where's this person coming from?
Yeah,
you know, I mean, but that's just life. And you gotta learn. You've got to learn to live those moments and just let that person go through what they're going through.
Right. Quit fighting it. Yeah.
Quit fighting it. Yeah. Right.
So you want to hear something that I appreciate about you more now than I did then? I don't think I even understood it back then like I understand it today, and that's your resilience and your perseverance. And you know, when we first got together and you first told me about your abuse and I was going to fix it, make it all better, and boy, did I have a project on my hands. We've talked about that many times. The fact that here you are over 20 years in your recovery, you have gone through so much from childhood through your alcoholism, your addiction process, and you did all of that really good, and you did it really well. But then when you got into recovery, it's like you stepped it up a notch. You became more resilient. You became more persistent and persevered through things. It's like your desire to want more, to be more, and to do more, and to become a better person was huge. Ooh, that gets me.
Thank
so
you.
I don't think I really saw that in you, because at the beginning, like you said earlier, it's all like puppy love, and we're in love, and we're having fun, and we're playing around. But it's through the trials, the tribulations, and your trials and tribulations started way before me. And then as I joined you in those trials and tribulations, your persistence, your perseverance, you just kept plugging along.
Well, you supported me through all that.
I did. But I want you to know that that's important to me, because I don't know that I've ever really, these questions, as they pop up here, are like, whoa, okay, I have to get vulnerable, and I have to really think about it, because so many things we can take for granted in life. And these questions are really opening my eyes to realize that how much have I taken for granted? How much have I not thought about? Maybe I haven't taken it for granted, but I really haven't thought about it deeply. So I appreciate these questions that are coming to us now.
That's something for people in a relationship. Like all of a sudden, your spouse, either the husband or wife, they kind of take a turn, and things just aren't nowhere near what they used to be. Don't ask why, ask what. What's going on? What happened to them? What's this all about? And get to the what of it, and don't be closed-minded about it. Either one of you. I mean, I could have. I got myself help. Nobody told me I had to get help, but I did it myself, because I didn't want to keep living the way I was living. I love my family, I love my kids, but nobody told me I had to. And sometimes it takes that. Sometimes your spouse might have to say, look, honey, something's going on. I think that you need to go talk to somebody, or I've been noticing you've been drinking more. Maybe you need to talk about that or so, and not get offended about it, because your spouse should be the number one most important person in your world. Absolutely. And you should get to know everything about them. I mean, everything.
Yeah.
Kathy knew about my abuse before, first person I ever told. Right? Yeah. And I honestly still contribute that to some of the reason we're still together, because she knew what I'd been through in life, and somehow that just kept. I don't know if she's doing it. It's at a subconscious level. It wasn't even at a conscious level.
No, I wasn't.
Right.
No. So we got to think about things too, because when we're young, we may appreciate someone's looks, their energy. Maybe it's their sense of adventure, like you talked about earlier. But as years go by, we have to start shifting the things that we appreciate about each other. And some of those things that I think we have journeyed through is the faithfulness, our faithfulness, your faithfulness, my faithfulness, the strength, the strength that it took to overcome these things. Compassion is really powerful. The compassion that you have, that I have for you, you have for me, and we have for others. And then the willingness to keep going. We can't just, like I say, you can't just put that stop sign up. We have to have a willingness to look within and do that self-reflection.
Because if you're not willing to work through the stuff in this relationship,
it's just going to carry.
It's not going to go nowhere. It's going to be right with you, because
every relationship,
wherever I go, there I am.
Yeah. We have to appreciate things like the way that you show up for each other, the way I show up for you, the way you show up for me. And then the other thing that's really powerful is the history that we share. And I will just say that thinking about the history, when we went through our pretty heavy season, I remember thinking to myself, I need to fight for my marriage. I've been married to this man for over half my life. That was a history. That was a lot of history. And now I've been married to him still over half my life. Way over half my life. But it's the history we share. And so sometimes the very things that we once took for granted become the things that we treasure the most. And I think that's where we are today, is we're treasuring the struggles, we're treasuring the good things, and we're treasuring it all, because it all has a memory, and it all has served us a purpose.
Kathy says it. I'm grateful Randy's an alcoholic and Randy was abused. Now that sounds harsh to a lot of people, but I agree with her. I'm grateful I went through that. Did I like it? No, not at all. But had I not gone through all that, what would I, what would I be like?
Who would we
life?
be? Yeah.
I mean, who would we be? Would I be that strong, courageous man? Right.
Right.
There's just so much that if you stop, and it takes a while, and I understand if you're cringing right now and you're grinding your teeth and going, boy, what are you doing? If you think about it, those times can teach you so much, right? So much. The willingness and open-mindedness is what that takes.
Right.
Well, what can I learn from being abused?
That's where that self-reflection and looking within is so important.
Before I got in recovery, I would have said, you got it in your mind. I know what I'm going to learn.
Yeah.
I'm going to take care of this guy for real. But then I learned simple things like how not to treat my children.
Right.
How not to treat my wife. Right. There's tons of things you can learn, and even the so-called negative things that happen in your life.
We can turn those around. So, as we kind of continue on the questions here, what is something that I do that still makes you feel loved?
What don't you do? Put it that way.
Thank you.
Just the way you care for me.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you don't leave me alone in the hospital. Right. Since you retired and we got settled in here, you cook dinners almost every night, and it's like that kind of role switch because whatever, but that if she cooks good meals, honestly, in 43 years of marriage, she hasn't cooked one bad meal. Right? I tell her that all the time.
Yeah, you do.
I tell her how much I appreciate her cooking every time she does it. I let her know I thank her after every dinner because she doesn't have to do that. I mean, but she chooses to. She loves to cook.
Yeah.
Right?
Gotta take care of my man.
And she does. She takes care of me that way. Right?
Yeah.
She, the thing, like I say, she's loyal. Right? Taking care of me, and through the physical things I've been through in the last couple of years. All that is
the last couple of years.
It's basically the last couple of years, but all my life
because they are most of our marriage. Let's be honest here. Most of our marriage.
Yeah.
But I do it joyfully.
It's not. Yeah, absolutely.
It's like I put my boots on and let's go. Let's get it
she
done.
Doesn't put her head down. She doesn't whine and cry at me about it. She doesn't complain about it to me. Right. The only thing she will do is she'll talk about being tired and drained. Like, well, of course you are. Yeah. Why wouldn't you be, for gosh sake?
That drives me to be that person.
Yeah. To
get the answers and to bring clarity and to know what's going on. I want to know and I want to be able to help.
All right.
So something that you do that still makes me feel loved. This is going to sound really simple, but it's always the simple things for me. There's several things, but one is you bring me my coffee every morning, and I still feel love with that. Every day, if you'll always say, "Have I told you you're beautiful today?" And sometimes he has, but I'll tell him no because I want to hear it again. Or he'll ask, "Have I told you I love you today?" Sometimes I say no because I want to hear it again. Those are the three very simple things. But what I've noticed more lately that I appreciate, and I don't think I've told you this, so here I am being transparent and vulnerable with you, is that if I ask for something to be done, like the simplest thing of my tire on my car needs air, you do it. Before I didn't used to feel love because I felt like it was a struggle to get you to do it. So I am acknowledging that I've noticed the difference in when I need help with something, whether it's something in the garden or whether it's my car or simple things. It's simple things for me that make me feel loved. It doesn't have to be taking me out to dinner, although that is nice.
Right.
Flowers, jewelry, all of that. We went through that season where you bought jewelry all the time. There was another motive behind that, which we know.
Sometimes it was. Sometimes
yeah. But I think it's just, for me, it's the small things. I don't have to have the extravagant things. Like yesterday, we went out to dinner and you surprised me with our kids being there for my birthday. Just little things like that are.
I cannot believe I pulled that off without you having a guess or asking me any kind of question.
I probably would have questioned and asked, but I don't know. I just kind of thought, no, don't get in the middle of it. Just let it be. Just let it be, because I am kind of snoopy like that.
Oh yeah.
Well, I am snoopy like that, but I didn't want to ruin it for myself. I didn't want to ruin it for you. So anyways, but for me, it's just very small, simple things. It doesn't have to be big. And we don't even buy birthday gifts for each other. We don't do anniversary gifts for each other. We don't do Christmas for each other because I think throughout the whole year, all the small little things make me feel loved. I don't feel like you have to show me your love in another way. And I appreciate that about you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I like hearing that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Because, we sometimes assume that our spouse knows that they are loved because we've been together for a long time. That's for us.
That's like the husband and the wife. You never tell me you love me anymore. Well, I told you I loved you at the
altar.
At the altar. Why do I got to keep telling you I love you?
Yeah.
I already told you I loved you and I married you.
Well, but after 43 years, I still think it's important to say it, to show it.
Yeah.
And then continue learning what makes the other person feel loved.
Absolutely.
That's going to be important because the way we receive love, it can change, and it can change throughout our life.
And that's important when it comes to physical intimacy, right? That physical intimacy is a result, especially as like when we're young, it's like all vibrant, we're on fire, we do
that's
all that.
Physical intimacy, right? There's very little emotional at that time.
Right. And as time changes, things change, different things happen. But if we lose that emotional intimacy, the ability to be transparent and vulnerable with our spouse and talk about the things that are deep, things that hurt us, that is where the true intimacy comes from. And the deeper that emotional intimacy becomes, the deeper your physical intimacy becomes. And it's not always like it was when you were a teenager.
No.
It ain't like when you were
young. It matures with you.
Yeah, it matures with you. So,
yeah.
And it becomes much more passionate.
Yes, true. So we've talked a little bit about each of us respectively, but I have a question on how do you think that we've changed most as a couple in the last 43 years?
We're just growing closer to each other. Right? We've grown more mature. Our love has changed. It's gotten stronger, right? We went through all those hard years, but we didn't let it destroy us.
No.
And that's what love is
about. We grew through those.
We grew through it.
Yeah.
Right? And then, when we started the recovery journey, I've learned, especially over the last, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years, even maybe since we moved out, I've learned what it really means to be loved by somebody and what it really means to love somebody for long term.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because it's not about finding the perfect person.
No, you're never going to find
that. It's about becoming that. And after 43 years, we realize that marriage is much more about becoming the kind of person that you can love well. And that's you've become the person that I can love well.
Right.
I feel like I have become the person that you can love well, but we both had to grow to get there.
And neither one of us are perfect. We both have our, our quirks and qualms.
Well, we've had to learn communicate better. We've had to learn how to forgive. We've had to give each other a lot of grace, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but again, that comes with wanting the marriage to last forever.
Right.
That's how the marriage is going to last. Realizing first and foremost, neither one of us are perfect.
No,
right?
And we're not the same people we were 43 years ago either.
Exactly.
And that's perfectly fine.
And that's why you have to grow through time with a marriage, right? And that's why you also got to have a lot of grace and forgiveness, and understand that we're both changing. Kathy didn't just change; I was changing too.
Yeah, no, we both were. Yeah, because the goal isn't to stay the same.
No,
not at all. Because if we want to stay the same, we're going to probably shortchange ourselves. So it's really about growing together. About growing together. You ready for this next one?
Yeah.
This might be a little hard. What's one thing you've learned about growing older together?
No, that's easy. We just fall more in love with each other. As we mature, right, and we're staying more spiritually connected with God and with each other. It's the Bible has a lot of really good instructions about marriage. The Bible is not a book of condemnation and hate by any means, right? I think I told you that acronym today. Bible is brings you to Christ, instructs you in Christ. builds you in Christ, leads you in Christ, and equips you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what the Bible is, and you don't have. It's. I think that people make the Bible a lot more difficult than it really is. So we just learn. We just learn that our old ways aren't always going to stay the same.
No.
That's a fantasy.
No, and I think what we used to consider were the ordinary moments, they become the extraordinary memories.
Right.
And I think that we don't ever want to take those away, because it's not always those big vacations. It's sometimes it's just the small things where we're sitting with each other, or hey, let's go get coffee.
Right.
We sit and have a cup of coffee, or we do something silly
Right.
together. We laugh together. Walking through a difficult season allows us to grow older together in a healthier way.
And, you got to give each other a lot of space too.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think people have a really hard time with that. It's just like understanding where they're at in the season of life. It's not that Kathy doesn't love me. It's not that I don't love Kathy.
Mm-hmm.
The seasons in life can be challenging for individual, and then that's going to be a little bit of a challenge for the relationship, especially if you're staying closed-minded and not. You have to have empathy in the relationship. You have to become empathetic with your partner.
Mm-hmm.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Compassion is important.
Compassion. Yeah. The vows are through sickness, through sickness and health, right?
For better, for worse.
Better, for worse. It doesn't say, well, maybe if you get sick, or maybe this. No, those are vows. It's a contract that you've made, both with your spouse, but also in the eyes of God.
Yeah.
Right? And so you just learn as you get older.
Yeah, no, and I love that, because basically for us, knowing after all these years, I still have someone walking beside me.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's important to remember, is not getting so hung up on all the other things, but just being present in the moment with the one that's walking beside me.
But you also realize you don't want to train somebody else.
I have said that, yeah. No, I am not in a place to train somebody else.
Nah, that's just a joke. But no, I wouldn't want her to train anybody else.
No.
She's had enough problems with me.
It was a lot of work. So if a young couple was listening to us today, and they might be struggling, or they might be wondering if their marriage can make it through a difficult season, what would you tell them?
Well, the first thing I ask is this. They would sit down with us. Mm-hmm. Ask two questions. Are you still in love with each other? Mm-hmm. Or do you still love each other? Is there any kind of love between the two of you? The second question I ask is, do you want this marriage or this relationship to work out? Mm-hmm. If yes is answer those questions, then we can proceed. Because if no is like,
1 foot in, 1 foot out.
1 foot in, 1 foot out, forget it, right? Because you both got to be in this together, because, the young people need to understand that you're two different people, and you've had two different experiences growing up in life. A lot of those experiences you haven't shared with each other yet. Mm-hmm. And a lot of those experiences, as much positive, there's also a lot of things a lot of emotional abuse, and there's just a lot of different things that affect us growing up.
Mm-hmm. That are going to come out. That have the potential to come out in the relationship.
So you've just got to be willing to sit down and say, hey, like Kathy said, I carried the secret of my abuse into my first marriage, and it destroyed it. Right? Mm-hmm. It was destroying me, and it destroyed the marriage. I sat down with Kathy, and I don't know why it came out. I wasn't even planning on it coming out. It just came out, and. So she knew going in that, hey, this guy's sick.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't think you were sick.
You didn't think I was sick.
No.
That was a comment on my part. I shouldn't have said. But, so it's like, it's important to understand this stuff, because when things get tight, why are you really arguing over something?
Right.
What's the core of that argument? It's not, it's the situation that we're in.
Yeah.
So just learn that you committed to this person for a lifetime. And that's a huge commitment.
Right.
If you can't honestly commit that to your spouse, well, I don't know what's going to hold in the future. It doesn't matter. If you can't commit to staying with that person for the rest of your life, then don't commit at all.
Right.
Right. Just
it's not fair to you. It's not fair to the other person.
Absolutely, because you're going to go through trials and tribulations,
right.
and you've got to be able to communicate
Yeah.
and work through those things.
I think some of the things that come to my mind is that we don't want to make permanent decisions on just temporary emotions, because when our emotions are high, those emotions are going to pass. But the decision, the permanent decision, it's permanent.
It's permanent.
Yeah. So, but it also doesn't mean ignoring the serious issues and staying in an unsafe relationship. You don't want to have that happen either.
Absolutely.
But it does mean that we have to be able to understand that every marriage is going to have, like you've mentioned, every marriage is going to have that season, and it's going to feel different. There's going to be times where we might feel very, very close, which we have, and then there's other times where we might feel like,
roommates.
How are we going to ever get through this? We might just be roommates, and it's hard to find our way back to that love that we felt we had at once. But we have to remember that love is not just a feeling. Sometimes love is a decision.
It's a decision.
It's a commitment.
It's a verb.
And it's a willingness to say that, we may not have this all figured out, but I'm willing to work on it.
Right.
And I think that's where I was, is I didn't know where we were going to go, what it was going to look like, but I was willing to give it a try. Because here's the deal. We talk about this quite often with our clients. We've talked about it on this podcast. If we don't change the things that are causing the destruction in a marriage or the relationship now, we're just going to carry it into all relationships.
All relationships.
And not just in love relationships. We're going to carry it into work relationships. We're going to carry it into our family dynamics, our children, our grandchildren, our parents, siblings, whatever that looks like. Because whatever behaviors we have learned that aren't doing us justice, if we don't change those behaviors are still there.
Absolutely, they won't go away.
So
you can't wish them away.
No, they're not going to go away. You got to work them away.
Yeah, and I might say this, and a lot of people are going to be maybe upset, maybe disagree with me. You can't pray them away.
No, you have to work through them.
You have to work through them. God will be there. God will walk you through it, but you're the one that has to do the work.
All right, last question. Sounds very similar, but you got to really dig deep. So, Randy, after 43 years, what do you still love most about me? Not all the things, but what do you still love most about me?
Your loyalty. Your commitment to me.
Thank you.
I mean, that's what's not to love about that. You've been through, like I said, you walked through hell and back with me. You're by my side every time I'm in the hospital. In 2007, you were sitting by my hospital bed when you didn't know if I was going to come out of the coma or not. You didn't know what was going to happen. You're loyal. You're committed. You're a great mom. So I mean, you've got all those qualities that I think a lot of people deep down inside are searching for, but they just don't know it.
Yeah, thank you. So what I love most about you is your passion to not only be a better person for yourself, but the passion you have to help others. And I would have never seen that coming 43 years ago. And so even though we've gone through a lot of trials, you've gone through a lot of trials, all of those things have driven you to become the man that you are today. And it's driven you to want to give back and to help others heal through their own journeys as well. And so that includes me, because you've taught me a lot. And I wouldn't be who I am today had you not done that for yourself, which allowed me to look within myself and say, hey, he's becoming better. I need to become better. And so I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. I like hearing that.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. So as we close this episode out and we celebrate 43 years of marriage, we know that a long marriage is not a perfect marriage. It's two imperfect people who have experienced beautiful seasons, difficult seasons, unexpected seasons for sure, and seasons where we had to find our way back to one another. We've changed. Life has changed, and we have faced things that we never expected to face in our life.
Right, absolutely.
But through it all, we are still here. We're still learning. We're still growing. We're still laughing. And we're still choosing each other every day. And maybe that's what we want to leave you with today.
And the last one, is very important. Choosing.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to understand this. Everything that we do in life is a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can make us do anything, say anything, or feel anything we
Right.
do, say, or feel. We're choosing to feel that way. We're choosing to make bad decisions. We're choosing to let people hurt us,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you need to understand it, that I choose every morning, right,
Mm-hmm.
not to drink. I choose every morning, even when I'm mad, to give Kathy her coffee, right? I choose all the things that are going to move me forward rather than move me backwards.
Yeah,
it's not always easy, right? But the choices I make today are the reason I've been able to stay sober for 20 plus years, and the reason that my life has got so much better and our marriage has got so much better.
And you are the man you are today because of those choices.
Today. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
So I want to leave you with this thought, or it's maybe a quote. It's a lasting relationship isn't built in one big moment. It's built in thousands of small moments where two people continue to choose love, grace, forgiveness, laughter, and each other. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So thank you for joining us. Happy anniversary, honey.
Yeah, happy anniversary. You'll get it again next month.
I know.
Because we're a little bit early.
We're a little early. It's next month, August 20th.
Right.
If you want to wish us a happy anniversary on the 20th, please do.
Yeah, that's good.
But I love you and I appreciate who you are and who you're becoming today.
Thanks, babe. I love you too.
Thank you.
So,
until next time, remember that healing is possible, restoration is possible, and relationships are worth investing in.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I'll just add to that, if you are in a relationship and you feel like your relationship might be struggling, or you might just be feeling like you're living with a roommate, Heal and Restore Counseling is here to help you.
Right.
We do have our 1 hour no-cost discovery session where we can sit down, hear what's going on, hear what your goals are, share a little bit about ourselves, and be able to see if there's a journey that you want to start of healing.
Absolutely.
And you can do that by going to our website at healandrestorecounseling.com and click on the link to set up for a discovery session, and we will be right with you and schedule that. It doesn't matter where you are in the state of Arizona, all across the country, anywhere in the world, we have the ability to work with you. So please reach out if that's you.
Absolutely. Yeah, I want to say too that it's just not marriages that we work with.
Yep.
A lot of people say, "Well, you just married." No, we do individual.
Yes.
We work with trauma, childhood, unresolved childhood trauma issues, and addiction, which falls almost in every single relationship that we work with. So it's all encompassed in one.
Yep.
But yeah, we do work with not just marriages. We work with those other
all
things
individuals.
As well. All individual as well. Okay?
Yep, absolutely.
So I think that's just important that we put that out there.
I'm glad you did.
So remember this, everybody. If nobody says they love you today, Randy does.
Kathy does.
More importantly, God does. Be blessed, everybody. Have a fabulous week.
Have a great week.